Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow a gradual sensation of release. And maybe you're releasing tension or stress or worries. But imagine you can feel that release and feel it leave your body in that outward breath. Breathing in that resourceful feeling of relaxation and exhaling all that your body is willing to release now. You find yourself breathing in deeper, not just from your chest, deep down from the diaphragm. And as you exhale, notice that when you elongate the outward breath to fully empty your lungs, the next inward breath just happens to be much deeper and much slower than the breath before. So as you breathe in and breathe out, scan your body for any clues of tension, maybe around your eyelids, neck or shoulders, jaw, or even in your fingers and toes. And every outward breath, set the intention to release, to let go. So feel yourself letting go now. And as your body relaxes, imagine your imagination awakening. And I want you to imagine what it would be like to be traveling to a restaurant to celebrate a special occasion. Maybe you can imagine driving or being a passenger. And for some reason, everyone's going to the same place, but you're all driving individually. Notice the speed of traffic, the time of day. Feel that you're moving forward somewhere. And then imagine what it would be like to arrive at a restaurant which perhaps starts with being a Mediterranean, Italian-style restaurant with the decoration, the tablecloth, perhaps even the tiles and smells, conducive to that kind of restaurant. But as you're guided through the restaurant, something changes. No longer this desirable restaurant with authentic food. I want you to find yourself in a restaurant that looks like you could make better food yourself. See worn down chairs and tables. Maybe even look at the food on other tables and just see a table too small for the number of people celebrating. That whatever you're offered is simply not good enough. And get a growing sense that this falls below your standards. So feel empowered to choose to walk away And you could continue to follow a path that's been presented for you, or you could choose to take a different path. So you decide to leave that restaurant, the restaurant that was never good enough anyway, and instead you decide to go somewhere else. And imagine staring into your phone to communicate intentions or to find the location of your car. And just get a sense that here in your imagination, your phone doesn't work. And just agree with yourself that the equivalent of a phone in your imagination is your intuition. So imagine communicating intuitively to all those people you want to communicate with, and they just instantly know your intentions. Feel a sense of relief and decide to walk. And as you walk, you find yourself in an old, dilapidated district. Old high-rise buildings, perhaps broken streetlights, maybe graffiti on the walls. And yet I want you to feel safe, strong, and in control. I want you to look around this old district, this neighborhood, a neighborhood that other people would deem unsafe. And I want you to find an unusual looking building, maybe a very old house. And when you see that house in that old neighborhood, still feeling strong and safe and relaxed, let me know by nodding your head. And as you walk in, feel empowered that you made a choice. But I want you to get a strange sensation when you walk in and you open the door for this house. I want you to see rooms at strange angles, multiple staircases that seem to defy the laws of gravity. Find yourself in a surreal, mind-bending reality where gravity is proportionate to intention. I want you to see there are people walking across a stairwell as if they're walking up. They should fall, but they don't. See people in rooms at strange angles, completely defying the laws of gravity. And I want you to add to all of these stairwells and staircases elevators. But the elevators can start going up and you find yourself down, or when you go down, find yourself up. And there are more doors than you can count in this ever-increasing room. I want you to find a staircase that is facing upwards. And very soon I will count downwards from 10 to 1. But as you walk up the staircase, you'll find yourself walking down. deeper down to a part where change happens. So find yourself lifting that foot, taking that first step, 10, and notice it takes you down a step rather than up. 9, release all the tension around your jaw. 8, as you walk up, find yourself walking down this strange, gravity-defying staircase. 8 becomes 7, and just release all the tension in your neck and your shoulders. And then 6, your arms just feel a combination of heavy and light at exactly the same time. 5, as you breathe in, imagine breathing out. And as you breathe out, imagine breathing in. This is all just in your imagination anyway. The more you try and tense, the more relaxed you become. As 4, that relaxation goes down into your gut. And then 3, your legs feel loose and relaxed, down into your calf muscles, walking up, finding yourself going down the staircase, down, deep down, until you find a room on its side, and walk into that room as 2 becomes 1. But the moment you sit down on a chair in that room on its side, it feels to you that you're sitting just on a flat surface. But when you look to your side, everything else seems at a perpendicular angle. But none of that matters as you close your eyes. As you close your eyes there on that chair, the angles and gravity of everything else don't matter. As you find yourself drifting off to a place where right and wrong become useful and unuseful. That good decisions and bad decisions become useful decisions and unuseful decisions. And sometimes the least useful decision you can make is to make no decision at all. Because whenever you make no decision at all, you neither win nor learn. You don't improve the probability of getting a desired outcome, but nor do you get the benefit of valuable wisdom that could have been gleaned from a choice or decision that didn't go as planned. So relax in that chair, in that sideways room, at the top and bottom of a staircase, in a strange house, in an old neighborhood, and just allow your imagination to awaken even more as you decide that from this point onwards, every decision you make opens a new door to valuable experiences and growth. And you can think of each choice as a hallway leading to new opportunities for learning and self-discovery. That you can feel empowered, knowing that each step you take brings you closer to either wisdom or clarity. And maybe you can imagine yourself confidently walking through the doors of life, ready to embrace whatever lies ahead. as you begin to just let go of the fear of making mistakes, and instead trust that every decision guides you towards greater understanding. Decisions can be stairwells, elevating you to new heights of insight and perspective, or taking you down to the depths of new discoveries. Choices are simply steps or pathways, crossroads and forks in the road, as your intuition becomes your own internal GPS, guiding you to become the very best version of yourself with the most interesting experiences that can only come sometimes from making a choice you would normally never say yes to. Feel the freedom and starting to believe that no decision is inherently wrong. Each one is a chance to learn and evolve. You look for the utility in choices. Not good decisions and bad decisions, just useful decisions that take you forward, and unuseful decisions that may deprive you of time or resources, but in return give you the very wisdom to make better choices in the future. And with that, it becomes easier and easier to trust in your ability to make discerning choices that align with who you are at your most authentic. And sometimes it's helpful to vividly imagine the future that you want and start steering your choices and decisions that increase the probability of that desirable future. There are big decisions and small decisions, and in most cases, even big decisions can be corrected by making a new decision. I want you to feel a sense of excitement as you think of just how many hallways, gates and doors, stairwells and elevators there are in your life. And if in doubt, try it out. Feel a sense of wonder and excitement of deliberately choosing to take a stairwell or an elevator you would never normally choose, giving you a sense of excitement as to the possibilities of new side quests and adventures that you are only one decision away from. And what if every decision was a door to a room filled with potential and possibilities? Some doors you open and there's nothing there. But some doors you open and they are filled with the very possibilities you desire most. But if you never open the door, you would never know. I want you to think of every door as the ability to be something useful or not useful, and apply Schrödinger's philosophy that both exist until you open the door. And you only know for sure when you turn the handle and open it. And I wonder how many choices and decisions right now are both useful and not useful, right and wrong, good and bad, simply because you never made that decision. So release any fear of failure, understanding that making decisions with the benefit of hindsight that you would have made differently is just a natural part of the journey to getting to where you truly want to be. And trust that your intuition and inner wisdom over time will guide you to make the best decisions for your life, even if you don't necessarily realize it at the time. And feel the sense of empowerment that comes from not just knowing, but believing with absolute certainty that you have the ability to shape your destiny. You are one big decision from changing your future in an instant, and that is always true. So you can embrace each choice as a valuable part of your unique and unfolding life story. And as you leave the chair and leave the room on its side, I want you to see that all of the staircases have changed their position. That the choices were possible just moments ago are now entirely different. But find a staircase that feels like it would lead to the entrance, and walk either up or down or both that staircase. And when you leave the entrance, find yourself in that dilapidated neighborhood, but it's now daytime, and you realize that this place is filled with friendly, helpful, kind people, that it was never unsafe. That was simply a belief that wasn't true. And as you leave this place, you find your car parked wherever you left it, and feel like you're driving that back to the present moment with a new sense of wonder and possibility, releasing any fears of failure, mistakes, and being wrong, and inspired to make choices and decisions that dramatically increase the probability of a life that you desire. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Connect fully into the present moment as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. And you will awaken feeling resourceful, optimistic, with a deep sense of trust for your intuition, knowing that this intuition will enable you to make choices where you either learn or get lucky. And either way, each is a win. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alerts. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.